The world of rallying is filled with adrenaline, high octane and sideways action. It's a place where many people dream of going, but only the brave venture and the really talented remain. Throughout the year, these dirt road warriors will do battle in the sugarcane fields in KwaZulu-Natal, through farmyards in the Western Cape, on forest roads and through plantations in Mpumalanga and Port Elizabeth, on super fast dirt roads in the Free State, and even through mealie fields in Gauteng. It's a battle against each other and the stopwatch. I'm Hannes Visser. Join me over the next 8 months as we follow this battle across the country. And it starts right here in KwaZulu-Natal, home soil of defending champion Jannie Hubby. Volkswagen's Jan Habig and Douglas Judd are the current national rally champions, but the Natalian is also one of South Africa's true rally legends, and his tally of no less than 6 South African national drivers' titles is only topped by Sarel van der Merwe and Serge Damso. Habig is also as tough a competitor as they come, with a spectacular driving style that involves using the handbrake a lot to set the car up for the corners, making him a favourite with the passionate rally fans. Habig might not be the pace set on every single event, but come the end of the season, and you can bet your house that he will be there fighting tooth and nails for the championship. From one champion to another, and we haven't even left the BP Ultimate Volkswagen camp yet. Over there is his teammate, Enzo Key. Another crowd favourite and another former champion. After starting as a schoolboy in the 80s, the lengthy Capetonian's determination and dedication finally paid off when he lifted the overall crown at the end of the 2006 season. Turning 40 in 2008, Enzo is highly experienced with almost 2 decades of battles with everyone from Sarel van der Merwe to Hannes Grobler, Serge Damso, and of course teammate Jannie Habig. But don't be fooled by the word teammate. Rallying is a team sport, yes, but when the gloves and the helmets are on...
He'll have to defend his title today and the rest of the year. I think the fight is on. We're all fighting fit, the car's all the same. Should be interesting.
Well, you know, he's obviously entitled to his opinion, but, you know, we'll always go out there and do our best. And, you know, we expect it to be a fight, so, yeah, we're ready for it.
Teammates, right. But it gets worse because the BP Ultimate camp is actually a threesome. Enter Pretoria driver Hergen Fecken, the best raw talent to grip a steering wheel since, well, teammates Habig and Keen. Fecken at the age of 36 is still considered a relative youngster, but nearly 15 years of rallying and numerous lower class championships means that he is finally a serious contender for overall championship honours. And we mean serious. With Fecken, it is all or nothing. If he doesn't win, he'll die trying. But will he realise that you don't have to win every rally to win the championship?
I sort of realised it at the end of last year. It's very difficult because you're actually always trying to win the rally, and then you also have to keep the championship in mind. So it's actually 2 different aims, and to balance the 2 is quite difficult. And I think that's where the older guys have got the hang of it better than I do.
Well, that's everyone at Volkswagen, and over here at Toyota, the big news is that for the first time in decades, they'll be without the legendary Serge Damso. Well, sort of. The 10-time South African champion will not be behind the wheel of his trusty Toyotas anymore, but the winner of 74 national rallies over a period of 24 years will still be next to the stages and around the service parks.
I think time was there to say, you know, it's enough is enough. Doing this so long, so I'm actually enjoying it too today. Thank you.
So it's up to these two guys to fill Damso's Toyota shoes, Johnny Gemmell and Mark Lanier. 2008 will be Gemmell's second season in the Castrol Toyota team after the former production car and African champion moved up to the high-revving world of the top S2000 class. During 2007, the Pretoria businessman silenced a lot of critics with his pace and competitiveness, and even managed an overall win in only his second outing for the team. With Damso gone, the pressure is on, but Gemmell has wide shoulders and loads of natural talent. And so does Castrol Toyota teammate Mark Lanier. The former track racing star and world go-karting champion is still relatively new to the sport of special stage rallying, but already managed to notch up a number of class titles during his rapid rise to the top. 2008, however, will be his biggest challenge yet. Those are just the guys in the top factory teams, but they're not the only ones competing at this high level. This is Cape Townian Jean-Pierre Damso, or the son of Serge. JP also spearheads the strong team total and will hope for some top results during 2008. And he is a Damso after all. Hot on his heels will be John Williams in his Guma VW Polo. At just 23, Williams is by far the youngest driver in the top class, and that could only mean a bright future. Returning to rallying for the first time since 2006 is Pretoria businessman Japie van Niekerk. When he last held the steering wheel, it was that of a Mitsubishi Lancer in the production vehicle category. But for 2008, he'll be behind the wheel of the ex-Serge Damso Toyota Running. And here is another one, Nicholas Ryan. Production car champion in 2006, has also moved up to the Premier Class S2000 with another Toyota Runnix in the colours of Phillips and Johannesway. It is a tough transition, but Gemmell already proved that it can be done. So it is up to Ryan to do the same. You've heard the words S2000 a few times now. Now S, or Super 2000, is the talk of the town. And it's what these guys will be driving. Super 2000 is South Africa's premier class and a formula which started right here on South African soil. Toyota and Volkswagen South Africa were the first people in the world to build S2000s. And with the costs of World Rally Championship cars rocketing, it is safe to say that S2000 is the formula of the future. These cars are fast and loud and therefore spectacular. Over R1 million each will get you modified 2-litre power, around 200 high-revving kilowatts, a fast-changing sequential gearbox and 4-wheel drive. They brake late, corner fast and accelerate hard. This is the most drivers we've had in the top class of South African rallying for decades, if not forever. And still, those guys are not the only ones capable of winning. The closest thing to a S2000 is a Class N4 Subaru Impreza or Mitsubishi Lancer. Although extensively modified, these 2-litre turbo and 4-wheel drive machines are essentially production cars, based on the technologically advanced Scoobies and Lancers that you can buy at any dealership. They are somewhat heavier than the S2000s and only rev to around 5,000 RPM, but the whistling of their turbos and the brute force with which they tear up the stages make them just as spectacular. Expect to see a few N4s near the top of the leaderboards throughout the season. This is Charles Wilkin, a multiple track racing and rally class champion. During 2007, Wilkin in his Sasol Konica Minolta Subaru was the pace setter for production cars, but a few accidents prevented him from winning another title. This year, however, Wilkin will be out to hunt the S2000 cars. And so will defending production car champion Visser Du Plessis. For 2008, Du Plessis acquired a new weapon, a brand new Subaru Impreza N14 from ProDrive in England. These are the same people that built Peter Solberg's World Rally Championship car, so this one will be fast. Tired of hearing about former champions? Well, here's another one. Fernando Rueda is also a former African rally champion and will again fight it out with Wilkin and Du Plessis and his team total Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 9. It's safe to say that there's a lot of talent in South African rallying, and this is where we breed them, in the lower classes. Next in line is the modified Class A7, the fastest two-wheel drive class. They look and sound almost the same as the S2000s, thanks to similar 2-litre engines and sequential gearboxes, but they lack a few kilowatts, and of course, the grip from 2 more wheels with drive. This class also takes the VW versus Toyota award into another arena. Watch out for Chris de Wit in the Team Total running, and the Volkswagen Polo, Gugu Zulu and Adrian Kraft in BP Ultimate and neck-to-neck colours respectively. An interesting entry is the motorized Toyota Runnix driven by current special vehicle off-road champion Evan Hutchinson. His transition from off-road to rallying will be an interesting one.
Big difference, it's a massive difference from coming from off-road with our big vehicles, big heavy-duty vehicles to rally. It's been a big wake-up call for me.
Toyota and Volkswagen will further battle it out in Class A6 for modified two-wheel drive machines with engines smaller than 2 litres. This class is home to Craig Trott, but in 2008 he'll be challenged by the similar Toyotas of Sali de Toy and Mohamed Musa, and the Polo of Stephen Wilkin. And that brings us to Class A5, the training ground for future stars. Modified 1300 Toyota Tazes and 1400 Volkswagen City Golfs, and now also Toyota Yaris's, do battle here. But don't be fooled by their small engines. Limited slip differentials and close ratio gearboxes make for rapid and great handling little rally cars. Andre Kienberg is the class favourite with a host of additional up-and-coming youngsters completing the A5 picture. That's all the A or modified cars, whereas on the other hand you have the N or near standard production cars. And there are 2 more classes. Near standard means that they are based on the cars that you can buy at your local dealer, like this Ford Fiesta ST driven by former S2000 star Etienne Lawrence, and the string of Toyota Runnix RSIs. This class, or N3, received a massive boost this year from former S2000 star Etienne Lawrence. After years of driving Team Total Toyotas in the top classes, Etienne moved to the new Ford team for 2008. His presence in Class N3 is a temporary arrangement, as Ford is waiting for a new Fiesta S2000 that is currently being built and developed in the UK. Now that is great news, and welcome back, Ford. So now you know who they are and what they drive, and here's what they will be facing over the next 2 days. Durban is South Africa's seaside playground, capital of the Zulu Kingdom and home of other motorsports events like the A1 Grand Prix. It is also the capital of the province, where you'll find cameras and other means of speed traps waiting around every corner. The attitude towards traffic offenders is one of zero tolerance. Durban and the sugarcane fields around Stanger on the north coast and Scotland on the south coast, to be more specific, is the traditional home of the Hitachi Power Tools to a Natal rally. The roads are super fast and smooth, but also extremely slippery, especially if you are the first one to drive over them. And that privilege belongs to none other than Hubby Judd.
Well, that's being part of our backyard,